just a moment to spare for your nostalgia, the best blanket fort you've ever built as a kid. A simple bedsheet strung up between two rounded dining chairs, hanging precariously by an elastic that long ago lost its stretch. Pillows scattered every which way and piled on top of your favorite blankets. Snacks snuck from your kitchen and strewn about in a makeshift shrine to your family's least favorite Tupperware containers. Those most ambitious among us may have sprung for twinkling lights. Others may have kept it simple with just a few of their favorite toys. The radio crackled through your latest musical fixations and, for a moment, you found absolute solace. In this small space, you held complete control, and it made the bigger world beyond the blankets feel that much easier.
Now we're going to do it one more time.
With feeling.
With feeling. No. So, let's talk about Animal Crossing. You know quite a bit about this.
Mm-hmm.
I know very little about this.
Yeah.
Is this like one of your favorite games?
It's up there. I'm definitely looking forward to the new release.
Okay, because I know that like this is people's game.
Yeah, that's not how I describe it for me.
Okay.
But it's definitely like a game that I enjoy playing quite a lot.
I have done a little bit of research. You are going to know more of this than I do.
Uh-huh.
But I found it very interesting that this game is almost 20 years old. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this game was like maybe 5 years old.
Think about it. I'm about as old as this game.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh my god. So let's start at the beginning. We have Animal Crossing 2001. This is the OG.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo 64.
Yes, Nintendo 64, but only that very, very first version.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 12 versions of this first game.
The first game.
Oh my god. Okay. It was originally released on Nintendo 64. The thing with this game that was so marketable was this idea that you could spend real time in the game. They had a little clock in the corner, and the seconds were seconds, the minutes were minutes, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Once we released the Nintendo GameCube,
Mm-hmm.
we started doing different iterations of Animal Crossing that now ran while you were away from your station.
Yeah.
And so now your little town that you've built is like falling apart without you.
Yeah. Your friends get mad at you if you don't say hi to them.
Oh my god.
And
really?
your whole town gets overrun with like weeds.
Okay, so there's like NPCs in the game and they know when you haven't been there?
Oh yeah. It's sort of a game that's supposed to be consumed in like bite-sized pieces, like 15 minutes a day.
Oh, see, that's not how I have heard that it's played at all. I've heard that it is a lot like The Sims, in that you play it for like 5 days straight, and then you don't play it for months.
Well, yeah, the way it usually works for me is I'll pick it up, I'll be like, yeah, Animal Crossing. And then like a week later, I'll be like, oh god, I'm so bored.
I'm so tired of Animal Well, because you don't have any like weeds to pull, and everything's
Yeah, and
on good
everything's
terms.
just pristine.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do, and like there's a limited amount of like money you can make per day.
What?
Yeah, and like people start getting tired of you talking to them.
Really?
Yeah, if you
That's
talk to them too
fascinating.
much.
So these are like living characters.
Yeah.
Then in 2005, we get the Nintendo DS.
Game changer.
Game changer. A literal game changer. Why did the DS have such a huge effect on everything?
Nintendo mobile market is just nuts. Like, you look at the original Game Boy, you look at the Game Boy Advance and the DS and the 3DS, and they're just top sellers in the market. Nobody, like, if you look at something like Sony's PlayStation Portable, nobody bought that compared to, like, a Nintendo DS. Everybody had one.
Is it just more fun to play?
It tends to be that Nintendo will draw in a more casual crowd.
Okay.
And as such, people who don't have a lot of time on their hands, but can just carry a little system with them, so when they have like 15 minutes on the bus or something, that's pretty much, I think, where it comes from. I mean, you even look at modern day consoles, especially like the Switch. Nintendo just sort of threw out the whole home console idea because they realized, like, after the Wii, they're just not going to compete. So the Nintendo Switch is just a mobile console that Nintendo gave enough juice to make it like modern era.
So it brings in more of the me's than the you's.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Animal Crossing Wild World 2005 is released with the DS, and this is where Animal Crossing kind of finds its home.
Mm-hmm.
It was popular before, people knew about it, But this was like one of the games on the DS. Everybody had it. Everybody was building their little towns. I understand that there was a multiplayer aspect to it.
Yeah, so on like original GameCube, you couldn't really play with your friends. You could like slot in their memory cards and play on their towns,
Okay.
but it was just you.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And also, like, the GameCube didn't actually sell all that great. Like, it sold well enough, but people just had more DSs than GameCubes.
Sure.
And the DS was more fit to the style, and mobile consoles are more fit to the style of Animal Crossing.
Right.
Because, once again, you can just pick it up.
Yeah. So, in 2008, we get Animal Crossing City Folk. This is 3 years after the last one. Is this where you started to kind of...
This is my intro to Animal Crossing.
Okay. And did you immediately fall in love, or...
Yeah, pretty much. Like, as I would do back then, I would look at YouTube videos about it, and I was like, oh, I gotta have this game. This is so cool.
What was it about the YouTube videos that, like, made you...
It's just, there's just some certain amount of charm about it.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. It's nice that you can make your own things. You can just sort of have your own little world. And as an 8-year-old, that really spoke to me because I had, like, no control over even my own actions most of the time.
Yeah.
So having something that I could make and call my own, it's like the same kind of idea behind popular games like Minecraft or Roblox, right?
Right. The city element is so vastly different from the wilderness aspect of everything else. So it's like a completely new game, essentially. But it still kind of feels the same. And it settles in your soul the same way.
There wasn't too much different between this one and Wild World, except that you could go to the city now.
Right. And that's a big deal.
Yeah, there were NPCs. You could do more things. You could go visit KK Slider, you could go to the shows, you do all sorts of things, and it was just like it was like kind of an expansion pack, an expansion pack re-release of Wild World. Now we get to the good one.
Yes, so now we have Animal Crossing New Leaf, which is 2012, and this is, like you said, widely regarded to be the good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why?
Well, mostly just because it's the newest one, right?
It's the newest one. You're the mayor now.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's cool.
Why is it like that?
What do you mean, why is it like that?
So, like, until this point, you have been...
It's been Tortimer as mayor.
Who is this?
It's like this really old guy. He's always sleeping on the job.
Right.
And so basically you're running the town anyways.
Oh, I see. So, like, pretty much you're, like, everybody's go-to guy anyway.
Yeah, and so Nintendo took that idea and stepped it up a notch.
Right. And they were just like, you know what? You already have all the responsibility. We might as well give you the power. And now you have, like, the ability to make the whole town. Like, you can, there's city ordinances you have to follow. Yeah. And, like, you have to take out loans for everything and make it all work. You have to listen to everybody's complaints.
Uh-huh.
Is this more fun?
Yes.
Why? Is it the challenge?
It's not, it's just more to do.
More to do, yeah.
The thing that I sort of felt was lacking in other Animal Crossings was just stuff to do.
Yeah.
You just in there and like you're just kind of like enjoying yourself, enjoying the world. But I mean, once you're done with all the chores you have to do, like digging up fossils and finding the money rock and things like that, or you just gotta wait your 24 hours and then you get to do it all again.
Like Farmville.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So now there's not only an element of more to do, but also like element of randomness. Some villagers like might not like something.
You have to take everybody else's thoughts into consideration.
Yeah.
Does this take away from that nice warm feeling of having full control of everything?
No, and I'll tell you why, and that's something that I feel is a major part that we haven't gotten into yet, and it's like the characters, right?
Okay.
So in Animal Crossing New Leaf, the best character objectively added was Isabelle.
Yes, I've heard a lot about her.
Everybody loves her.
Everybody loves her?
Everybody loves her.
Why?
Because she's adorable.
She's adorable. Does she help you out?
Yeah, she basically runs the town.
Oh, that's great.
She's like your secretary, and she does all your work for you and everything.
Fantastic.
And she's also just like adorable. She's like shy and anxious and like nervous, and it's just so cute.
Yeah. It's just this level of like, let me help you. I'll help you.
I'll help you. Yeah.
Like, Please, let me do
Yeah,
this.
and then like her brother's there too, and you get to learn like little stories about them, about how they were like orphan puppies and things like that. And you're like,
Oh,
oh,
God.
and like that's just sort of this level that most, like at least the shopkeepers in Animal Crossing have. Like you have Tom Nook.
Right.
Another example is like the Taylor sisters.
Okay.
Abel and Mabel. One of them's like the shopkeep, and the other one's just like working on her sewing machine the whole time. And like if you come and talk to her like every day, she'll start opening up to you more and more.
Oh.
Then she'll eventually like tell you a story about how they opened up the shop and things like that.
So you're genuinely building relationships.
Oh my
with these
god,
characters.
yeah, and it's just like there's a reason why these characters are like fan favorites, like Isabelle getting into Smash and things like that.
Yeah.
Like you have KK Slider too, who just does awesome music, and he's also just like a cool dude.
He's a cool guy.
He's cool.
Yeah, and he's been there since the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
he's
really,
like the first character you see.
Right. Do you feel very close to
I love these people.
I love that. And that's not something that you see in a lot of games necessarily.
Yeah.
So you have these characters that are starting to get more fleshed out because the game is a little more involved.
Mm-hmm.
This is a situation where you have a lot of power to control the customization of the area a lot more.
Yeah.
There's more to do, so there's more challenge.
Can finally build a bridge.
You can finally build a bridge, which is something we've all been waiting for. So Animal Crossing New Leaf is like the gold standard.
Creme de la creme.
So then why then, after New Leaf, did we start to get just terrible games?
The Nintendo Wii U.
The Wii U. So this is something that I know that you have very strong opinions about this. You have voiced those opinions to anybody who will listen.
Oh, yeah.
Can you, in one sentence, wrap up your thoughts about the Wii U?
The Wii U was a failure of a console that wasn't supported by Nintendo.
It wasn't supported by Nintendo?
Not really.
Why?
Well, I mean, their initial advertising campaign made it look like an expansion for the Wii. And so Nintendo originally had this huge audience of players coming from the Wii, and they had a problem on their hands because all these players were very casual.
Sure.
And so now Nintendo's trying to compete with Xbox and PlayStation, when really that's not what they should be doing.
Right.
So they're like, oh, 1080p console, oh, high res, you can play on your gamepad, oh, look at all these specs, and like something that would turn on a hardcore gamer.
Right.
But at the same time, they're still releasing Nintendo games, like Zelda, Pokemon, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, the things that drew people in to begin with and really widened their casual base, but maybe didn't fine-tune their hardcore gamer audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've noticed a pattern. We get a new Animal Crossing with each Nintendo console release.
Yes.
And so the Nintendo knew that they weren't selling the Wii U very well.
Right.
And as such, they just cut off like all support. They had some like games rise from it, like Splatoon.
Yeah, that was
which
a big
was, like,
one.
Big one.
Yeah.
Nintendo's like esport almost.
Okay, so they had a few hits, but overall it wasn't doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pull support for it, and that's before they release a new Animal Crossing.
Yeah, because these things take a while.
Yeah.
Because the Animal Crossing fan base is what I describe as ravenous.
Yeah, they want more. They want more. It makes them.
But they're
feel
also
good.
starved for content, so who can blame them?
Absolutely. I mean, we've only been through 4 so far. So
yeah.
in the past 20 years, they've had 4 game releases.
Uh-huh.
So now we have these spin-offs that I assume are also not supported by Nintendo.
Not particularly.
Not especially supportive.
So this first one, Happy Home Designer.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know this game existed before this.
Yeah, you
podcast.
were telling me about this. So Happy Home Designer is on the 3DS. And so that one, from what I understand, is not a Animal Crossing game so much as it's just a simulator for... It's
just the house part.
Right, it's just the house part, which is very cool for a lot of people. Probably exactly up my alley.
Yeah, your Sims addiction.
My little Sims addiction, yeah. So I think that that's probably super cool for those people. It is not up to par with everything else. Like, it
It's
doesn't.
like they expanded upon the home designing aspect and cut everything else.
Right, yeah.
Rather than just like giving us another game.
Just another game. Yeah, no, it's just one part of a much larger game, and not even most people's favorite part of the game.
Yeah, not really. Like, that's probably one of my least favorite parts. I'll just like throw a bunch of crap in my house.
Yeah. It's a very different kind of gamer. It's a much more casual gamer. So I'm wondering if that wasn't the goal. So Happy Home Designer comes out the same year, 2015, as the Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, they might. I think they were even announced in the same direct, and people were like, Animal Crossing Wii U. And they were like, here's Animal Crossing Wii U.
Nobody liked it. And those that did like it felt pretty moderately about their like. It wasn't.
It was sort of a betrayal of trust.
Yeah, a little bit. I can sense that. New Leaf is the good one.
Uh-huh.
Amiibo Festival is the bad one.
Yeah, because it's just not it's Mario Party.
Yeah, it's not an Animal Crossing game. I was looking at some game footage, and it's just a board game.
Yeah.
Which is so disappointing.
And it's also, not only is it a board game, it's like Skylanders. So you know little amiibos, right? You just have these little like card things that you have to go out and buy.
Yeah.
And then that lets you like play as one of your villagers that you like or whatever.
So it feels like a cash grab a little bit.
Yeah.
They just want you to buy these amiibos.
Uh-huh.
And then they want you to play this bad board game that they set up. And then they've just kind of put Animal Crossing on it so that people will buy it, it feels like.
Exactly.
And so this is the only Animal Crossing game for 2 years on the Wii U. And then, it's like a drought. And then we get Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is specifically designed for phones.
Oh, yeah.
And is not on a Nintendo console at all.
Yeah, Nintendo has these little, like, phone spin-off games that have varying levels of success. So you have, like, everything from, like, Pokemon Go to, like, Mario Run.
Yeah, and, like, Pokemon Go was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe I got from this one.
This one, it's, like, pretty middling, but it's, like, closer to Pokemon Go.
Okay. It very much felt more like a phone game. You know that weird space that phone games exist in?
Something's kind of off.
Yeah, like something's a little off. It's very clearly designed to hold my attention for a very limited amount of time.
And also take your money.
And take my money.
And it's like, either take your money or like spend 12 hours building a plink.
Right, yeah. It was that very weird phone game vibe. So this is again another flop. Like, it is not something that really stays true to Animal Crossing. It kind of feels like they've lost the heart of the game a little bit.
A little. I mean, it had aspects that people like. You could sort of customize your own little camp, but you're right, it didn't feel much like Animal Crossing. It felt like a weird rip-off phone game.
Yeah, even if it is like a decent game, it doesn't feel like an Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
Which is what we have been waiting for.
For, let's see, 8 years.
Yeah, for 8 years we wanted another Animal Crossing game. And now
people are still playing New Leaf.
What does that mean for the newest game coming out in March, this New Horizons?
It better be good.
It better be good, right? What are the expectations?
It looks good. I remember when it happened, it was like at the end of like a Smash Direct. And then it was like Isabelle got announced and everyone was crying because everybody loves Isabelle. And at the very, very end, Tom Nook's like, oh wow, I've got a lot of work to do with those two smashing it up. And then it just fades to black, and then it fades in. It's like Animal Crossing 2019. Everybody lost their minds. They're like, we assumed there was going to be one on the Switch, but we had no idea when it was coming.
Yeah, because you've kind of expected it at this point. With every new console, there's a new Animal Crossing, but you're like, is it even going to be a regular Animal Crossing game? Or have they totally sold their soul?
They just ruined it.
Yeah, so now we're all so excited because there's this great new game. It looks like they've kind of found their footing again.
It looks like Animal Crossing.
Yeah. What would break this game for you? What would be like the worst thing they could do?
I don't even know. Like, I've seen the trailers and I've analyzed everything, and it just looks good.
It just looks good.
Like, and I've seen gameplay, and there's like gameplay demos going on at like PAX and E3. From what I've seen, it just
so everybody's
looks like
really
it's gonna.
excited.
Everybody's really excited.
Okay.
The fan base was ravenous for a long time because all we had was that 2019 Animal Crossing, and then got delayed to 2020. And
yeah, what's with the delay?
That's just part of the gaming
Just how it
industry.
happened. In 2019, we were told that we're getting this new one. Kind of got pushed back to 2020, and now we're days away here.
Yeah, and like a month ago, a gameplay trailer came out, or like a month or two or something.
Right. And
like not that long ago.
And like you, as a longtime Animal Crossing beloved fan, how are you? Like, are you okay?
I'm just like worried that I'm not gonna be able to buy it because I'm so poor right now.
Sure, that's a classic. But in the perfect world where you have money, you're really excited for it.
I'm pre-ordering it.
Yeah.
Pre-downloading it on my Switch.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to wait on Nintendo servers day of.
Yeah.
So that I can play it day of.
Okay.
Like, if I were a younger man, I'd like stay up till midnight to play it, but probably not.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to close off here on a little segment at the end. I'm going to have you tell me your least favorite thing about this Animal Crossing series, and then you're going to tell me your best thing, the top tier bread and butter of this game.
The worst thing is it's easy to get bored.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like playing it wrong, air quotes, where you're like, you sort of log in for like 2 or 3 hours every day and just like do all of your chores and do everything and then log out, rather than just sort of consuming it like as you're feeling comfortable with it. Because there's like a cap on what you can do each day, because you can only make so much money, you can only like sell all the fruit, you can only talk to everyone so many times before they start getting a little annoyed at you. Mm-hmm. So unless you're just up for wandering around, then there's really not much to do after like you finish the things in that 24-hour cycle.
Sure. Okay, so that's your least favorite thing. What's your most favorite thing?
The characters.
Yeah.
Everybody has like favorite villagers. Everybody has favorite characters. Like, all these characters, like, I can just name so many off the top of my head.
Because you have genuine relationships with these.
Yeah, with these virtual
people.
Dudes.
Yeah, these little guys. Yeah, no, that's very cool.
I wish to God that Isabelle could be a villager, because I would just, like, I'd take care of her. I'd pimp out her, like, house and everything. Yeah. And she's just, like, my favorite character. I know that's sort of, like, a little cliche, because she's, like, everyone's favorite character.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Because she's adorable.
She's a very good character.
She is. She's just great.
Yeah.
And, like, I like Tom Nook, and I like Digby, KK Ryder.
Oh, I love that.